Alright everyone, we are here with War 6 against Celestial Avengers. Today is when the Purg fun starts. We are taking in a Purgatory team, synergy with Hood for bleed immunity, synergy with Jean Grey for the mutant soul without taking a mutant fight. I've got Path 2 in Section 1, Path 7 in Section 2, and 2 fights on the shared islands. So, synergies, all for Purg, because we're going to take every fight with Purgatory. Who has a lot of utility when she starts collecting all these souls. So just a quick rundown. She doesn't need the soul if she needs it for the class she's fighting. For instance, the skill soul gives her a passive slow. She doesn't need that soul when fighting a skill champion because she will have it for that fight. But in order to have it for later fights, she needs to capture the soul. So you're going to get a great example here with Mangog starting off. We don't have a Mystic Soul, but what the Mystic Soul does is it allows you to heal back some of the block damage during special attacks. So you are going to see it activate every time Mangog throws a special attack. Here I decided to go with Parry Light, Medium Light to avoid the neutralize, or to avoid the placebo, which is going to feed him prowess if I repeat combos, while neutralize just because of preventing a buff. We are here, you see that regen there, that's the Mystic Soul kicking in. But the game plan to acquire the Mystic Soul is either to knock him out with a special attack, build up full soul neutralize, which is the immunity there, the neutralize building there on him. It would have to hit 10 and him be KO'd, or just ending the fight while in Rampage, which we did. So we have the Mystic Soul for the next fight. Taking Korg here on the second node. Strike counter we're going to ignore because it doesn't amplify his ability power rate because he doesn't have one. So we're just looking out for root and obviously dexing too much during the root and ending up with an unblockable and unstoppable Korg. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we don't have a skill soul, but fighting the skill champion with Purgatory, we have that interaction automatically. So when any of our personal debuffs expire, fail, whatever, and that's not parry stun, that's the incinerate from her kit and the degen from the special 2. When either of those two end, then it's going to result in a passive slow. That lasts normally for 12 seconds if you are unduped, but if it is a duped Purgatory, every one of these benefits has an extended duration by 1% based on SIG. So Purgatory also is all energy attacks, so we are bypassing thorns here. We're not taking any thorn damage. So really, it should be pretty simple to just kind of nuke down Korg, especially with the Coda Burst after the special attacks. And then we have that nice safety net. If we eat a special 2, we won't bleed out, thanks to the Hood synergy making us bleed immune. So almost down within Demonic Rampage. Hoping that we can get it finished here so that we can acquire this skill soul, because we are not at 10. And we end the fight without acquiring the soul. It's fine. We have another skill fight coming up. We do want that skill soul, so it's fine we didn't get it there against Korg. Move on here to Serpent. Now this is the fight that we needed Jean for. The mutant soul gives us the ability to steal 40% of the remaining power from the defender after they use a special attack. So if you're thinking kind of like Prowler, any extra power they have gets burned or stolen, and Purgatory takes it, 8% of it. It's not all the power, and it doesn't happen right when they activate it, it's after. So Thorns here, I use the regen boost just to give us a cushion here. Power gain is not crazy here, so we don't need reeds. That's just going to make him unblockable early because it has blood in the water. I think it's blood in the water, or be like water, whichever one makes. And right there freaked me out. So I didn't notice it right away yet, but the special one I thought I parried, and I honestly, when I got hit by it, thought I missed the parry. Bad special 2 there. We weren't unblockable because we weren't in Rampage. Didn't matter anyways. We had a fear debuff on us. So I'm still not quite sure what happened at this point of the fight during that unblockable special 1. So I think I still have it in the bag. And then when I throw this next special 2 after the relic, I notice that the stagger right there is making him unblockable, which is horrible. And at this point, I realize I'm actually going to lose this fight. To bypass some of the Thorn's damage and get his health down without losing our own health, we're going to have to spam special 2s. So it's not a special attack I can avoid at this point to try and finish the fight. And I realize I'm just going to lose it here. So special 2 could dot him down. Immortality bypasses neutralize even though we were at 10. Unfortunate. Had that been canceled, we would have won the fight, but Thorns ends up taking care of us as we try to make space. So very unfortunate way to lose that fight. Figures you can plan and you can practice all day to get ready for this fight, and something silly like not paying attention to the relic abilities results in a KO. Anyways, he was very simple to knock down or to take out after that, so remember it for next time, and believe me, it comes up again. So you move on. Here's that other skill fight. I'm gonna take this with Purgatory, this Jabari Panther. Yeah, as long as we throw our special 2 and end with a medium outside of her cleanse charge, we don't have to worry about power creep and the unblockable from snowballing. So yeah, I was worried about this fight. I kind of asked for the hood synergy for a safety net for this fight because I didn't need another champ really. And this ends up being pretty much cake. I was surprised at how simple this fight ended up being. So just building into Rampage from hitting Jabari. We get 5 charges with every hit. We also get 5 charges with every parry or well-timed block, which we're not going to do against her basic attacks because we don't want to give her that stun and feed power creep / snowball. But yeah, this ends up being where we get that skill soul that we very much want against a Thanos fight later. This special 2 should finish it off, and it does. So we got the soul there. Next up, we're taking Thanos here on Ebb and Flow Knockdown, and this is the fight we want that slow for. I don't think I realize it at this point of the season. Later on I do, that I prefer to have a PS1 for any Thanos, just because building to a special 2 to get that degen, to get that early slow, requires more hits and therefore puts him closer to unstoppable than it would if I didn't start with a special 1. So kind of playing it slow here, watching his charges, realizing I have to back off a little bit and let 1 fall before I start building to the next. That's why I don't retaliate that special 1. Here's the special 2. There's the slow. So thanks to right back at it, the knockdown prevents the debuff and it immediately puts the passive slow, so that we are just off to the races here. This should be a cake fight from this point on. However, we are not in demonic rampage, so we're going to lose that passive slow and have no way to put it down quite yet. But this special 2 here, there were no charges. I was hoping to get to a special 2. We actually got pushed to special 3. So when we come out of this, we're going to want to end with a medium, and thanks to the immunity to debuffs, that'll put a passive slow on him immediately. He loses the right back at it, so we get the incinerate there, and I go to knock him down, and that immediately places the passive slow, so now we don't have to worry about unstoppable. And here, at this point, it should just be a special 2 spam. We were regenning the damage on our block. Of course, too much power gained again, so we're going to special 3. We could drop the power. If we end with a medium in place and incinerate, we lose some power, and then we can follow it up with an unblockable special 2. I'm just being too quick. Passive slow there, coming in clutch against the unstoppable. No degen damage thanks to the right back at it. That's fine. I'd rather have the slow. We hit really hard without protection. Last one. And this should put him close. No, it's going to take 1 more special 2. Build to it, full send. Finished. And that's the fight against Thanos. Last fight of this war, Adam on Mixmaster. This one is another reason we really needed the slow. So that passive slow is going to come in clutch for Mixmaster. The game plan here is to do a lot of medium lights without parries until we get to a point where we can place a debuff on him. So again, PS1, there it is. That'll get us closer to the point of placing our first debuff to immediately get that passive slow when it expires. So game plan, medium light on his block, into him after a heavy like that. As we build the special 2, baiting out his special 1s, so when he gets the special 1 going passive and trying to bait those out, there the medium lights into block. If you repeat an action into his block, he will evade through Mixmaster. And then we kind of have that benefit, even though he has a passive power game, we have that mutant soul, which is so nice when managing power against a heavy energize or anything like that fight. Still trying to get to the special 1. There's his special 1. He's going to give me an opening. We bait it out. We go in medium light and we throw the special 2. Huge chunk of damage, even though we're not in Demonic Rampage. Wait for this to expire before we start going crazy with combo, and now we are free. He's got a passive slow. We can throw all the attacks we want, pushing him hard to special 1. We're not quite in Demonic Rampage yet. There. Passive slows disappearing, but a degen ended. So we got a passive slow again. Special 2, bye-bye Adam. And that is Purgatory. Nice little run ruined by a relic. We ended up losing that war. Yeah, I mean, there are alliances who are pulling sub-death wars, and we are not consistently at all. I don't think at this point we had pulled one off yet. Anyways, that is the end of that war. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit subscribe and give it a like, and I will catch you guys at the next war.